everyone, welcome to All Levels Classic Flow. My name is Bridget from Lucky Elephant Yoga and Wellness, and this is Mark, who is going to be doing some demonstrating for me today. Remember that Mark is demonstrating based on his body ability, right? He'll be modifying as he needs to, using blocks, props, and you can do the same at home. So if you have a yoga mat, go ahead and lay it down, or you can practice on any surface that'll give you a little bit of grip. If you have a couple of yoga blocks, fabulous. If not, grab a couple of books, soda bottles, cereal boxes, whatever you've got that'll help you find a little bit more stability as well. And then if you have a yoga blanket or a throw blanket or a pillow, grab that too, and those will be the props that you need for today. And then of course, as always, your mind, your body, and your breath. Right? Okay. So, and then remember to listen to your body today. So I said Mark will be demonstrating his way of moving through the poses. And so listening to what works or doesn't work for your body is very important as we go. All right, so let's start in a comfortable seat. So you can sit cross-legged, you can sit on your shins, whatever makes more sense for you today. And when you find that seat and you're able to ground into the sits bones, start to feel the crown of your head just lifting and floating up towards the sky. Palms of your hands can rest gently on your thighs and allow your elbows to find weight so that you can open up through the chest, through the upper back, and we just find more length. And from here you can close your eyes or find a soft downward gaze. And notice your breath today. What are you bringing into your practice? What kind of mind, what kind of body, and what kind of breath? And if any of those places find restriction, holding back, that's okay. Acknowledge it and notice it, and then we grow from where we are now. We start in the place that we are now and work with what we have. And now just start to deepen your inhale and your exhale. Find a nice steady rhythm of breath that allows the inhale and the exhale to find an equal length. And then maybe you start to notice a little pause at the top of the inhale and a little pause at the bottom of the exhale. Nothing that causes too much tension, just a moment to linger in full and empty. With your next exhale, just simply release your chin to your chest. Let's roll the right ear over to the right shoulder. Nice and easy, keeping the weight of the left shoulder to open up through the left side of the neck. And then release your chin down to your chest again. Roll your left ear to your left shoulder and release the right shoulder down. And again, releasing chin to chest. This time, circle your head all the way around to the right. Let's take 3 circles in this direction, easy and slow. Maybe you find some little cricks and cracks and creaks today. Just breathing, keep the jaw soft. And when you finish those 3 to the right, just take 3 to the left. And then after those 3, keep the chin released to the chest. Slide your hands out to your knees. Take a big full breath in. As you exhale, round the back and just rock to the back of the pelvis. Inhale, shift forward, lift your chest up. Exhale, rock back. Good, let's take 2 more like that. Inhale to shift forward. Exhale to shift back. And 1 more time. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Good. Let's just come all the way up to sit. And then make your way onto your hands and your knees. So you can, if you're cross-legged, you can roll over the shins. You can swing your legs around. If you're on your shins, just walking the hands forward and shifting. And then if your knees at all feel sensitive today, or just you desire some extra padding under them, take a blanket right underneath the knees, a little extra cushion. From here, let's move through some cats and cows. So begin to inhale, lift your chest and tail, and exhale, lift and round the back. Again, inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Nice, let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. And 1 more. Inhale, arch. And exhale, round. Very nice. Find a long spine so the crown of your head is reaching forward. Your sits bones are reaching back. And just extend your right leg behind you. Tuck the toes on the mat. Feel the reach through the right heel and through the crown of your head. And now as you inhale, just lift that right leg up only the amount that the right hip stays parallel to the left. Exhale, touch the toes down to the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, touch. 1 more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, touch. Very nice. Spin that right heel down to the left. Shift into your left hand. Sweep your right arm all the way up towards the sky, letting the chest turn, the shoulder, the arm, and then your head, the last thing. Nice. Circle your right wrist. Easy circles. And circle the opposite direction. Good. And then circle the right arm. That whole arm circles in the air. Big or small, your choice. Good, and then circle the opposite direction as well. Good, and now reach your right fingertips all the way up towards the sky. Turn your right palm to face overhead and sweep that arm up and over the ear. And then from here, just puff up through the right ribs. So a little bit less aligned, I guess you could say, and just really opening up through the whole right side. Big arch, deep breaths. And now place your right hand down. Spin onto the ball of your right foot. As you inhale, extend your left arm out to the side. And then exhale to thread that left arm underneath and see if you can lower down onto your left shoulder. Maybe the left side of the head comes down. And then you can maybe take that right arm up towards the sky. And this time, try wrapping the right arm around behind you. So the back of your right hand comes to your low back or your side waist. Roll your right shoulder back and make sure that you're grounded deeply into the left upper arm. If you feel stable enough here, you can try floating that right leg up off of the mat. Yeah, but keep the left arm grounding down. Good. And now just place the right toes down. Unwind your right arm. Unthread your left arm, coming all the way up onto the hands. That right leg is still extended back. And now lift your right leg up. Cross it over to the left. Tuck your toes. And then glance over your left shoulder. See if you can see your right foot. One more big breath here. And now place that right knee beside the left. Find your hands and knees one more time. Wag your hips a little from side to side. And let's come back to center. Extend your left leg back. Toes tucked on the mat to start. Reach through the crown of your head. Reach back through your left heel. And then as you inhale, lift that left leg just until the hip stays parallel to the right. Exhale, tuck the toes back down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Good, one more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Awesome. Now spin that left heel to the right. Shift it to your right hand, begin to turn the chest to the left. And let the chest go, then the left shoulder, then the left arm, then finally your head can turn. Good. A nice deep grounding into the right hand. Start to circle your left wrist in the air. And then circle the opposite direction. And now circle your left arm. Big or small circles, your choice. Don't forget the breath here. Circle the opposite direction. And now reach the left arm all the way up towards the sky. Turn your palm to face overhead. Sweep that arm up and over. Nice. And then puff up through the whole left side. So really lift up through the left ribs. Get some opening and some breath into that left side body. Good. Take a big full breath in here. Exhale, lower your left hand and spin onto the ball of your left foot. Inhale your right arm directly out to the side. Keep the chest facing down. As you exhale, thread that right arm under and see if you can lower down onto the right shoulder. Keep your right arm, right upper arm pressing down, and then you can try lifting your left arm. Maybe you try wrapping that arm around behind you. Find a bind, roll the left shoulder back. And then from here, if you're feeling super connected to the right upper arm, you can try lifting your left leg, but only if you have that deep connection happening. And maybe only if you feel stable enough. Right? right, remember the lift can be just imaginary in your mind. It doesn't have to be even up. Take 2 more breaths wherever you are. Good, and then if the left leg is lifted, go ahead and lower your left foot down. Unwind your left arm, and then unthread your right arm. Keep the left leg extended back as you just come up onto your hands. And now inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, cross it over. Tuck your left toes, look over your right shoulder, and try to see that left foot. And now place your left knee beside your right. Once more, finding your hands and your knees. Give those hips a little wag from side to side. Good. Let's open up the chest just a little bit before we even go into any kind of downward dog or anything. So we're going to come into a puppy pose. So you can walk your hands forward or walk your knees back, whichever works best for you. And then the hips shift back, but stay in the air. So you want your knees back far enough that the hips aren't going to go all the way back to the heels. Forearms can come to the mat. Yeah, and then your forehead can release down as well. Nice. So you see marks in a nice line, hips right over the knees. Release your chest, release the fronts of your shoulders. Take deep, full breaths. Here. Nice, and then let's come all the way back up to your hands and your knees very carefully, lifting, walking the hands back. Good, extend your right leg back, tuck the toes. Extend your left leg beside it. Find plank pose first, so the crown of your head's reaching forward, those heels are reaching back. Take a big full breath in. And now exhale up and back into downward dog. And let the knees just soften so that the back finds super length. And then yeah, take a few moments just to pedal the feet, shift, sway, whatever feels good. Remember, this is your practice, so at any time you feel like you need a rest, you need a little shift, you need a moment of pause, you can pause this video and just do your own thing and then come back with us. All right, let's come high onto the balls of your feet, lifting your heels up. And then exhale, soften the heels toward the mat and soften the knees. Good, again, inhale, heels lift. Yeah, feel the little cracks and creaks of the toes. Exhale, release those heels. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. And exhale, beautiful. Now start to walk your hands back to your feet. So you make your way to the back of the mat. Knees can be bent. We're gonna ragdoll hang over the legs. So you can grab opposite elbows here if that makes sense for you. Or just keep the arms dangling, your choice. And then just sway a little from side to side, really just releasing into the ribs, releasing into the shoulders. Good. Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Good. If your arms are clasped to the elbows, release those hands down and slowly roll yourself up to stand. Good. Stand nice and tall in Tadasana. And the crown of your head lifted, the feet rooted deeply. Turn your palms to face out. Inhale, sweep your arms up. As you exhale, lower the right arm and tip over to the right. Good. Good, and then look underneath that left arm. Big full breath in. Exhale, bend your knees, round your spine, fold all the way over your legs. Good, inhale, lengthen your spine forward, and as you exhale, release and fold. Good, one more time, inhale, lengthen the spine. And now let's bend the left knee. Keep the left hand down, start to turn your chest to the right. That right leg can extend whatever amount feels available. Then the shoulder follows the chest. The arm follows the chest, the shoulder, and then the hand, and then finally your head. So it's like you're progressively turning into your twist. It doesn't happen arm first. It happens chest, shoulder, arm, hand, head. Beautiful. Breathe nice and long into those left ribs. Good, and then release your right hand, fold over your legs. Walk yourself out to a plank pose. And now from here, lower your left knee down to the mat. Once more, spin that right heel to the left, and let's start to peel open with the chest. Chest lifts, right arm follows, and then your head can look up at that right hand. Now here we're going to take this into just a little bit more balance, so you can start lifting the right leg. And we want to feel both sides of the body working together. Press into your right foot as if a wall was against it. Good, and now slowly place the right foot down. Place your right hand down, spin onto the ball of your right foot. Extend your left leg beside your right, plank pose, and then exhale up and back into downward facing dog. Nice. From here, let's lift the right leg into the air behind you. Nice down dog split, pressing back into that right foot. Exhale, bring your knee forward, shift forward with the shoulders. Inhale, take the leg back. And exhale, bring the knee forward. Nice, one more time. Sweep it back. And now let's bring the knee forward, scoop your belly, and place your right foot between your hands. Good. Carefully lower your left knee down, and here's where you can grab your blocks and place them to either side of your right foot. Nice, shift the hips forward and take a lift above your chest, keeping the hands down, and then exhale, shift your hips back, and just round the spine and fold towards that right thigh. Inhale, shift forward, and exhale, back. Good, let's do that 2 more times. Moving with the breath, deep inhale to move forward. Deep exhale to move back. Good, one more time, shifting forward. And shifting back. Very nice, and now let's shift forward one more time and just stay here and breathe. If you want to keep your hands down on the blocks, fabulous. If you want to bring your hands to your right thigh, fabulous as well. And if you want to move all the way into Anjaneyasana, lifting the arms and the chest, just listen to your body today. Let's take 3 more deep, full breaths. Place those hands down, tuck your left toes, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank. And as you exhale, lower all the way down to the belly, slow and controlled. Good, untuck your toes, let's find baby cobra. Inhale, lift the chest and the head. Elbows hugging in, exhale, release, chest and head back down. Inhale, lift, chest and head up, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Good. One more time, lift it up. Maybe we float the hands just a couple of inches here. Feel the chest reaching forward and the back of the neck is long. Good, and then place those hands down, tuck your toes. Find your way to downward dog if it's through hands and knees or pressing up and back. Nice. And now let's once more walk the hands all the way back to the feet. So you're again at the back of the mat, hanging over your legs. Roll yourself slowly up to stand. Rounding through those feet, lift all the way up through the crown of your head. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. As you exhale, lower your left hand down, tip up and over to the left in a nice big side bend. Open all the way up through the right side body. Take a big full breath in here. As you exhale, bend your knees, round your spine, fold over your legs. Inhale, just lengthen the spine. Exhale, release and fold. Again, inhale, lengthen. And now let's bend the right knee. Keep the right hand down. Turn the chest to the left. That left leg can extend whatever amount feels available to you. The shoulder rolls back, the arm begins to lift. And then your head can turn last. Deep, full breaths into the right ribs. So we're not collapsing into the side waist, but we're keeping length for our twist to support the lumbar spine vertebrae so that they're extended, not compressed. Good, nice big full breath in here. Exhale, release that left hand down, soften your knees. Walk your hands out to plank pose. Good. Feel the reaching back through the heels in plank. So the heels aren't forward. Mark, can you show them a bad plank? Can you shift forward with your heels? Yeah. See that? Not a good plank. Now shift back with your heels. Good plank. Thank you. This is the joy of having a demonstrator. Woo! All right, lower your right knee to the mat. Spin your left heel down. Shift into your right hand and sweep the chest to the left, the arm, and then the head. Good, and now we're gonna press into that right hand and begin to float your left leg into the air. Imagining the wall was right beside that left foot. Deep breaths. And now place the left foot down. Place your left hand down and spin onto the ball of your left foot. Extend your right leg beside your left. Find your plank pose. Big full breath in. Exhale, up and back, downward facing dog. Good, let's lift the left leg into the air, down dog split, pressing back into that left foot. Exhale, bring your knee forward, shift forward with the shoulders. Inhale your leg back into the air. Exhale the knee forward. Inhale, leg back. And now bring your knee forward, scoop your belly, place your foot between your hands. Lower your right knee very carefully to the mat, and maybe you find those blocks to either side of your left foot. From here, let's shift forward with the hips, lift and open up through the whole front of the body. Exhale, shift your hips back and fold towards your left thigh. Inhale, shift forward, lift. Exhale, shift back. Rounds, do two more just like that. Inhale, forward. And exhale back. One more time, inhale forward. now let's shift forward and take a few deep breaths here. And this is your option to be able to come all the way up into Anjaneyasana, but crawl your way up. So the hands can come to the thigh first. You keep the hips shifting forward. And then feel the nice back bend energy from the right toes all the way up through the chest. And then the arms can lift, and it's like that back bend is just extended through the fingertips. Deep breaths. One more breath. Nice, and then place those hands down, tuck your right toes, step up and back into downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank. And as you exhale, lower slowly to your belly. Good. From here, make sure your hands are right beside your ribs, so if you need to walk them back a little bit, Mark did his little shift forward before he lowered, so his hands are in perfect position when he gets all the way to the ground. Now from here, we're going to press into the hands, start to move your chest forward to lift to a full cobra. So the hands start to peel back. The chest comes up, and you can extend the arms as much as you feel available to. And then exhale, release, and lower down. Good. Again, inhale, coming up. And exhale, lower down. Good. Let's do one more time. However deep, high you want to go. And then release it down. Good. Tuck those toes. Take it again up and back into downward facing dog. Good. Let's again walk hands back to the feet. And roll yourself up to stand. Let your head be the last thing that comes up when you roll up. And then find the full stack of the body. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, open your arms, dive all the way over your legs. Good. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Come all the way back up. As exhale, just dive right back over those legs. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. One more time, coming all the way up. And then just simply release your arms down by your side. Let's step the feet as wide as the mat. So you're like even with the outer edges of your mat. Reach your arms back behind you, clasp your hands. Good, roll your shoulders back and then extend the elbows. Lift up through your chest. Keep the front ribs wrapping towards each other and then fold forward over your legs. Your knuckles can lift up any amount that feels available to them today, but let your head release down. We're going to stay here for 3 full breaths. Good, and then let the knuckles lead you all the way up. And release your arms and just circle your shoulders a couple of times. Good, step your feet together. And actually, before we do this next thing, make sure that your blocks are kind of at the middle of your mat. There we go. And then standing just at the back of the mat. Stand nice and tall. Shift your weight into your left foot. Let's bring the right knee up towards your chest. And towards your chest can mean either lifted or the toes can just be down. Good, sweep your arms all the way up. And then cross your left hand to the outside of the right thigh or hip. Reach your right arm back behind you. Start to turn the chest. Turn the head last. Whatever depth makes sense for you. Good, and then let's come all the way back to center. Sweep your arms up alongside your ears. Extend your right leg forward. Soften your left knee and place that right foot halfway forward on your mat. Good. Open your arms out to the side. Let's turn the palms to face up. Cross your left elbow on top of your right, and then bend those elbows. Turn the backs of your hands towards each other, and you can try to wrap completely, but if wrapping is not available, this is fine, or if you just feel more comfortable here, that's fine too. Big full breath in. Exhale, fold towards your right thigh, and see if you can feel your right foot pressing forward, your left foot pressing back, so you really, really energize through those legs. It will also help you with your balance. The activation. 2 more breaths with the arms bound, and then you can release your arms, and if you want to find blocks to either side of that right foot, go for it. The rule of thumb is if your hands don't find the ground, find the blocks, so that your shoulders aren't having to reach, and you can just release your torso over your right leg. And take some deep full breaths here. And now soften that right knee. Simply place your left foot beside your right. Sweep your arms all the way out and up to find your way up to stand. And then let's right away bring that left knee into the chest. Standing tall, pressing into the right foot. Good, full breath in. As you exhale, the right hand crosses over and you start to turn your chest to the left. Remember the toes can stay down and that balance does not mean stillness. It's a really key thing to remember when you're working on balance is it's not supposed to be stillness. You're just supposed to work with the wobbling and the shifting that you have. Good, let's come back to center. Sweep your arms all the way up alongside your ears. Extend your left leg forward. Soften that right knee and carefully place your left foot all the way at the top of the mat. Good. Extend both arms out to the side. Turn your palms to face up. Cross your right elbow on top of your left. Let's bend the elbows and try to wrap the arms or simply find a hug. Full breath in. Exhale, fold towards your left thigh. Take 2 full breaths here. And then you can slowly release the arms and find your blocks at either side of your left foot. Make sure all 10 toes are facing forward, your hips are neutral. In fact, you can start to feel that left hip guiding back and the right hip forward a little bit. And the feet still pressing apart. So pyramid pose, which is the pose that you're in right now, is a very active pose. It's not about just collapsing over your leg, but it's about really activating and energizing through the whole lower body while the upper body releases. Good, and then soften your left knee. Place your right foot beside your left. Sweep your arms out and up, finding all the way back up to stand. Exhale, arms down by your side. Good. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, dive over your legs. But from here, step your left leg back to a lunge, a full lunge, so a big step. Good, and then let's come all the way up to a high lunge. So right foot pressing forward, left foot pressing back. We're activating the legs to lift the torso, and then the arms can lift after the torso is lifted. Good. Just deep breaths here. And now let's bring your palms together in front of your heart. Tip forward with the torso. Keep reaching back through that left heel, and then turn your chest to the right and find a twist here. So if you want to try to take that left elbow to the outside of the right thigh, you can give that a try, taking a deeper twist. But once more, keep the torso long. Keep breathing length into the ribs as you twist. Your palms can press together deeply to try to deepen the twist. And your head can stay looking down or turn up, your choice. Good, and now let's come all the way back up to high lunge. Good, now you're going to shift into that right foot just enough to pick up your left foot and spin the left heel down. Good, and now open your arms and find your warrior two. Look over those right fingers. Now turn your right palm up, tip up and over to the left. Peaceful warrior. From here, lengthen your right leg. Grow longer through the whole right side of the body, finding crescent moon. And we'll take our little ride up and over into triangle. So lift up through the torso, up and out of the pelvis. Reach your right arm forward. Torso goes to the right, hips go to the left. And now tip over that right leg. Keep the feet pressing apart. And keep grounding into that right big toe so we protect the right knee from hyperextending. And your left arm can reach up if that works for you. And then you're going to try to take as little weight into your right hand as possible so it can float like Mark's is. You can find a block. You can find your leg as long as you're not collapsing into your arm. Nice. And then bend your right knee, come back up to warrior two. And cartwheel your hands to either side of your right foot, and let's step back into downward facing dog. And here I'm going to give you the option for a vinyasa flow. You can stay in down dog, or you can move to plank, through chaturanga, upward dog or cobra, and then back to downward facing dog. From here, let's come onto the balls of your feet. Bend your knees, look at your hands, and you can step or hop forward, your choice. Inhale, lengthen the spine when you get there, and exhale, release and fold over your legs. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. And exhale, arms down by your side. Good, let's bring the big toes to touch. Heels have a couple of inches between them. Take a nice big inhale, bend your knees, lift your arms up, Utkatasana. Exhale, dive over those legs. Step your right leg back to a lunge. And come on to the fingertips, start to feel the left foot pressing forward, the right foot pressing back. Lift all the way up into your high lunge. Torso lifts, then arms. Breathing here, really activating those legs. Don't just collapse into the pelvis, but that left foot pressing forward. Super, super strong. Right foot pressing back. Now bring your palms together in front of your heart. Tip your torso forward, right heel reaches back. Turn that chest to the left. This time, maybe your right elbow finds the outside of the left thigh. Good. Taking whatever variation of the arms makes sense for you. You're keeping the palms together. Just press deeply into those hands, spreading the collarbones wide. Good. And now come all the way back up to your high lunge. Arms up, torso lifts. Shift forward into the left foot enough to spin the right heel down and open into warrior two. Nice. Readjust the feet as you need. And turn your left palm up, tip up and over to the right. And then as you press into that left foot, start to lengthen the left leg, grow longer through the whole left side of the body. And let's take that ride up and over. Lift, 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 lift with the torso, and then take the torso up and over to the left. The hips move to the right. Good, and then down over the left leg. And that left hand can either hover, find a block, or the leg, but remember not too much weight in the hand. We're not collapsing into the shoulder. Left foot's pressing forward, right foot's pressing back. You're grounding into the left big toe. The right arm can lift and your head can turn. Deep breaths. And now bend your left knee. Back up to warrior two. Once more, cartwheel your hands down and step back to downward facing dog. And you can take a flow and then meet in child's pose, or you can go straight into child's pose. Your choice. Remember just to listen to what your body needs right now. If it needs a few moments just to rest and breathe, give it that. And the knees can separate in child's pose so that the belly can release down, the chest can release down. Extend your arms forward if they're not already. And then we're just going to walk the upper body over to the right. Press into your left hand, shift into that left hip, and take some deep breaths into the whole left side of the body. And then come back to center. And walk it over to the left. Pressing into the right hand, shift into that right hip, breathing into the whole right side. And then again, just back to center. Let's roll yourself up to sit, and you can swing your legs around. Have a seat if you want to prop yourself up under on a blanket or a pillow. Do that so that the hips can ground and release a little bit. We're just going to bring the soles of your feet together, your knees apart. Finding Baddha Konasana here. Take a hold of your knees and start some circles around with the upper body. Easy circles. And circle the opposite direction. Come back to center, take a big full breath in, lengthen through the torso. torso. Keep that length as you fold forward towards your toes. Chest reaches forward, reaches forward, reaches forward, and then you release your shoulders and your head and your elbows to fold. Deep, full breaths here. Two more breaths. And just slowly roll yourself all the way up to sit. Good, let's bring the knees together and carefully lower onto your back. Go ahead and keep your knees bent, feet on the mat. From here, place your hands down by your sides, and as you inhale, float the hips up. As you exhale, slowly lower them down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Good. One more time, lift it up, and you're gonna hold here for 3 breaths. Maybe snuggling the arms underneath, the shoulders underneath, and finding a full bridge. Keep the feet pressing down evenly. And then just release those hands if they've clasped, and release the hips slowly down to the mat. Good. And let's bring your right knee into your chest. Give that right knee just a few circles in each direction. So take about 3 in each direction. And then you'll cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Let the right knee open out, and let's bring the left knee into the chest and try to wrap the arms around the back of the left thigh. Okay, keep your shoulders grounded, hips grounded. Place that left foot very carefully back down to the mat. Uncross your right ankle, finding a breath here with both feet down. And then bring your left knee into the chest. Hug that left knee in, and then just start moving the left knee in circles. 3 in each direction. You can take them slow and easy. This is us winding down at the end of class. And then your left ankle can cross over your right thigh, letting the left knee open out. And then bring your right knee in towards your chest and try to take a hold of the back of your right thigh. Deep breath. Slowly release and place your right foot down. Uncross your left ankle. Deep breath in. Full breath out. And now let's open the arms nice and wide. And tip both knees over to the left. Keep that right shoulder grounding down, and then you can carefully turn your head to the right. Deep breaths. And then bring your knees back to center. And tip your knees over to the right. Letting the left shoulder stay grounded, your head can turn to the left. And those deep, full breaths in and out. And now again, bring your knees back to center. Bring your arms down by your sides, the palms facing up, preparing for your Shavasana today. If there's extra clothing or support that you want for your Shavasana, you can do that. Begin to extend your legs forward. And your eyes can close. And the body becomes heavy down into the mat. Let the breath scan the body. Checking in with every place that might feel tension. And with the exhale, encourage a little bit more release, a little bit more letting go. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Begin to awaken the limbs, wrists, ankles. Reach your arms overhead and stretch a yawning, awakening stretch. And then bend your knees and roll to your right side. And very slowly begin to press into your left hand and roll yourself up to sit. Let your head be the last thing that comes up as you find vertical. The grounding of the sits bones, the lifting of your ribs. And finally, the lifting of the crown of the head. Your eyes can stay closed or in a soft downward gaze. Notice your mind here. Notice your body here. Notice your breath here. Perhaps changes have happened over the course of this practice. And so the person that finishes this practice and goes into the world is the person that you are now. Connected maybe a little bit more, but moving from where you are and going forward. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Bowing our heads with gratitude for this practice, for the ability to come together, and for our community, our Sangha, along this journey of life. Namaste.